The first one is that Christ is greater in our leadership. Trust me, leaders need humility. If you don't follow Christian trends and you're living here as you are in rural America, you're probably not aware of, to me, the most frightening trend in Christian leadership that I've ever seen. And it's taking place all the time in our major urban areas. Young Christian leaders are coming out of seminary and being told that their focus shouldn't be on the pursuit of strong preaching, on godly living, and on worship leading, but instead on building their own personal brand. I'm not kidding you. One company that has built an incredibly successful marketing business, teaching only young ministers how to market themselves, says this: as I look around social media, I see a new spiritual leader or pastor emerging up every month, especially among millennials. There's always another young pastor, minister, singer turned pastor, or evangelist on social media sharing their story and their message to thousands of cult-like dedicated followers. And frankly, I love it. I see these millennial ministers and understand the power of personal branding. They understand that in order to get people to listen to what they have to say, they must be likable, quotable, marketable, and visible. They must be likable, quotable, marketable, and visible. They go on and he says, personal branding strategies and modern marketing techniques make it infinitely possible to share your message with a captive audience. And before you say, I'm not a brand, hear me out. This is a quote. Your personal brand is simply your reputation, your presentation to your followers, and the story your followers tell other people about you. When was that the goal of a minister of the gospel? To make sure that people knew my story, that knew and followed me. Does this disturb you? Because it makes me sick to my stomach. When did it become the goal of Christian leaders that followers would follow them and not Jesus Christ? Here's a very short list of well-known pastors who have fallen from grace in the last 5 years. And if you follow Christianity on the radio, other pastors or preachers, I'll be very surprised if you don't know some of these names. Matt Chandler, out of Texas, I think. Brian Houston of Hillsong. Carl Lentz of Hillsong. Ravi Zacharias, one of my spiritual heroes. Bill Hybels, Tony Alamo, Ted Haggard, Mark Driscoll. These were all men at the top of influence in modern popular Christianity. Great teachers. And they were all focused on their brand, and they all fell in flames and fell out of favor because of sin. They forgot who they were supposed to serve and eclipsed themselves above the gospel of Jesus Christ. And this problem isn't found only in mega churches. It's in every sized church, in every sized community in America especially. Pride and arrogance in church leadership isn't also just relegated to pastors and worship leaders. We see it in elders. We see it in deacons. We see it in church committee leaders. People who say it's going to be my way or the highway. Our leaders need humility again, need to remember that Christ is greater than we are.